Welcome. Hi, my name is Kelly and this is Maxwell. Welcome to Yoga Fit. We'll flow for 60 minutes and today's class is cross trainer flow with some movement, repetition of movement, which makes it a strengthener, or you'll strengthen as well as stretch in the class. And I've got some good hip openers, some things that we've never done before, some moves we've never done before. So stay tuned. All right, so let's get started right away. Let's lie back. I'm going to take one more sip of my coffee, my short coffee, so that I'm feeling comfortable flowing. Maxwell, you got to move. Move over. You got to move. You got to move. Okay? All right. So lie back on your mat. It's 8:31. Thank you for showing up for the live class. If you're here for the live class, and if you're watching the recording, thank you for doing that. Please leave comments so I know that you've watched it. It helps me to know that when I am doing this, that you all are it's good to know how you're doing and what your experience was like. So I'd love to know your experience. Tip your knees side to side. As you do that, tipping your knees side to side, reach your arms to the sides also, and just feel. And now draw your knees into your chest. Give yourselves a hug first for being here and for taking care of your body. Spending some time. I know it's hard to find the time to work out and move and take care of yourselves, but it's so important, especially right now, right? So bring your legs up 90 degrees and place your palms on the floor and reach your right leg out to this straight, and then bring your knees together and reach the left leg out straight and bring your knees together. Just feel what's turning on right there, or what's activating your quads, maybe your hamstrings, your core. So place your fingers right here on your core, just below the navel. So press your lower back into the floor and keep this movement straight out. And then bring your hands to the floor. And just to change the angle, bring your feet up, point your toes up towards the floor, towards the ceiling, sorry. And then tip over onto the left hip and do that bicycle movement a few times, tipping over to the left hip. Just feel the difference in the work. And now center up your back and then tip your hips over to the right side and bicycle. And then back to the center. Keep that motion going. If you bring your legs out more parallel to the floor, it's harder, of course. And then tip over, lifting the shoulder. Then maybe you can bring your hands off the floor and lift your shoulder off the floor. Feel that conditioning. And then lower down the lower back. Keep the shoulders up. And then tip over to the other side. So you're lifting up that other side body, and the shoulder, and then center. And then one more time, tip over, keep that motion of the legs, and then lifting the shoulder, kind of coming up onto your side, and then center. And then let's tip over to the other side, right? You can use your elbow down to balance. And then center up. Good. Let's do that with your hands on the floor now. 8 more times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Place your feet on the floor and rock your Knees, one direction and then the other. Bring the legs into your chest, hands on your shins, and either roll to the side or roll straight up. And come onto your hands and your knees. Scooting to the middle of the mat, back it up. And then lower your belly down towards the floor and look forward. Inhale. And then round up, exhale. Do that one more time, just stretching out the spine, lengthening the belly, and then round up, crunch, and then lower. Bring your knees back just a little bit. Your knees need to be underneath your hips. It's easy to bring your knees up closer towards your hands, and then it just feels a little more safe. But I want you to bring your knees back so that your core engages in this table position. So spread your fingers apart, press your fingers into the floor like you're clawing the mat, and you're just going to shift your weight into your left hand and reach the right arm forward. Now shift your weight into your right knee and extend the left leg back. So simply said, right arm forward, left leg back. So then notice if your leg is bent and if your toes are turned out, you want to turn your toes down and straighten your leg. But then don't lift the leg too high. Keep reaching that arm. Breathe in. Now bring your elbow in and touch your knee. Or if you can't touch your knee, just bring it in and touch your thigh, right? So if you need to keep more stability, set your foot down and touch your thigh. Otherwise, touch the knee or elbow to the knee. Do it 2 more times. Bring it in and then extend straight. 1 more time. Extend straight. Good. Now place your hand down. Press into your hands. Keep your right toes tucked under. You're going to lift up into 3-limb dog. Beautiful. Now step the left foot forward between your hands. Set your knee down for a low lunge. Keep your hands on the floor, slide the fingers, and flex your foot in the front. Hamstring stretch. You want to draw under the left hip. Put your foot flat. Slide forward, shift your hips forward, and now bring your hips back. Flex your foot. Lift your heart. Place your foot on the floor. This time reach the arms up. Let's bring the upper body into it. Look forward, and then without touching the floor, if you can, flex your foot, sweep the hands back. Reach up, flexors, reach back, hamstring. Do it again. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale down. The other thing I forgot to tell you guys is that if you have blocks, you may want to use blocks today. You don't have to use them. I won't be requiring or suggesting it, but if you want to use your blocks, do that. All right, so now place your hands on the floor, and you're going to lift up that left foot, set your knee on the mat, and we're going to do the other side. So put the top of your feet down on the floor first, and press the tops of the feet into the floor. Lower your belly down, look forward, and then round your spine, press into the floor, spread your blades apart, yep, and then lower down. Do that again. Exhale, round up, and then neutral spine, right there. So we're going to change sides. Simply said, left arm reaches, right leg back, and then turn your toes down and straighten out that leg. Breathe. Bring your elbow in or your hand to your thigh. Elbow in and touch the knee or hand to thigh, and then reach back. Or reach out. Bring it in and touch, and then extension. Abs in, bring it in, and then extension. 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. Set your left hand down. Tuck your left toes. Push into the floor. 3-limb dog. Step your right foot between your hands. Set your knee down. Keep your fingers on the floor or your blocks and shift forward and back. So flex right there. Hamstring stretch, flatten your back, put your foot flat, shift your hips forward, look forward, lift your heart. Exhale, flex. Do it again. Inhale. Exhale. And then put your foot flat. Good. This time reach up and sweep if you need to touch the floor. Otherwise, flex your foot, flat back. Inhale, reach. So I'm stabilizing with those toes tucked under back there, that foot, and then pressing into my forward heel. Inhale up. Do that again. Last time. Inhale and reach. Exhale your hands to the floor. Press into the floor. Lift your knee and bring that leg back. Knees on the floor. Cat-cow. Cow pose first. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Neutral spine. Extend the left leg back and the right leg back. So you're in plank pose. Lift up your hips. Downward facing dog. Pedal your heels right here. Let's get some movement in the body. Warming up the body still. Pressing to your heels. Reach the right leg up to the sky, but just lift the right leg. And you want to square the hips. The hip points are level to the floor, right? Now bring your knee in and step your right foot forward, high lunge. So first time, keeping your knee up, this time a little harder. You can brace if you need to. Otherwise, reach the arms up. Good. And now sweep the hands down to your hips. And just use your hands to decide or level your hips, facing forward. So you don't want to bring the left hip back. You want to make sure that hip is pointing forward, and then extend through the back leg so that back leg is strong. Heel is pointing up. Knee over the front ankle. Good. Shoulders in. Pull in your front ribs. Then bring your left hand down to the floor. And we're going to reach your right arm up, and I'm going to add something onto this, you guys. So you're used to just doing this reach up to the side twist. But then I'm going to have you bring your right hand under and reach back and touch your thigh and try to straighten your forward leg as much as you can. Don't worry about it going fully straight. Now bend your knee and reach up, twist. Now you're going to bring that arm underneath you again and touch. If you need to look up here, look up here. Bend your knee, reach up. Inhale, and it looks like this. Exhale, straightening the forward leg somewhat and reaching back for the back thigh or the knee. Reach up, and then reach back. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale one more time. And then reach up one more time. Hands to the floor. And now let's turn to the long edge of the mat and warm up the inner thigh muscles by lunging from side to side. Press into your feet. Let's lunge side to side. Straight legs. Let's do that a few more times. One more to the rear. And then you're going to spin it around, turn your heels in, and go into downward facing dog. So push into the floor, lift up your hips. Downward facing dog. Lift up your left leg. Look at your toes. Now step the left foot forward. Heel is up in the back. Use your hand to brace if you need to. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Then bring your hands to your hips. So make that adjustment. Straighten the back leg, knee over ankle. Pull that, draw the right side forward, left side back. This hip kind of roll it under and then square the hips to each other. Use your hands. Feel the balance and whether or not they're squared to the front of the rim or the front of the mat. Now reach up and bring your right hand to the floor. Left arm up, twist. Here's that movement where you're going to stretch the front leg and as you reach back and touch your back thigh. So look up here if you need to. Bend your knee. You're in a lunge position. Reach. Okay, so then it looks like this. So you're going to stretch that forward leg and reach back and touch your thigh. All right, so do that again. We'll do that 5 times. Up, and then straighten the forward leg, reach and touch. Bend the knee, reach up, bring it down underneath, and straighten and touch behind the thigh. Inhale and reach. Again, reach underneath. So strengthening with functional movement, or just movement the way your body moves. And don't get caught up in having to really get your leg completely straight. One more time. And we'll finish with the reach up. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Hand to the floor, downward facing dog. I think that's worthy of a vinyasa. So let's do that. Shift forward. Set your knees down the first time. Look forward. Very important. Shift. Elbows in, lower down. Cobra pose. So place your hands, slide your hands back so they're lower than your shoulders. Elbows draw in. Press into your fingers. Lift up your belly or your chest. Abs off, or bring the navel off the floor. Exhale, lower. So when you lift the navel off the floor, your abs contract right there, right? And then lower down. So your gaze is slightly forward. Exhale, lower. We're going to do that 2 more times. So a little repetition, building some strength. A little cross training. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Inhale. And then tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Look forward, bend your knees, and step your feet to your hands. Several steps, or just take 1. And here, hold. First, start with your ribs touching the top of the thighs. But then you want to pull the belly away from the legs. Reach for your elbows and hang. Feel the weight of your arms and your head pulling you over. And then straighten your legs as much as you can. And do a little swaying side to side if you'd like to. If that suits you right here. Sway one side and then the other. Relax your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. Now bring your hands to the shins. Lengthen the head forward. Exhale, fold. Bring the hands to the hips. Press into the hips right there. Do that. Feel the stability when you do that. And then as you press into the hands, into the hips, lift all the way up with a flat back. Inhale and reach up. Let's side bend. Bring your palms together and then reach to the side, the right side. Feeling that left side body open up while you flex the right side. Inhale and reach. And now let's go the other side bend. Reach up and over. Good. Inhale and reach. Soften your knees. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips and fold. So use your hands as you feel the pelvis tilt over, and at a certain point, your back rounds and you just look through your legs. Straighten your legs as much as you can, lengthen the head forward, step back to plank. Let's go through a vinyasa. So you can set your knees down if you would like to, or build some strength. Lower, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Step your right foot forward. Crescent pose. So inhale, press into that back foot and straighten that leg. Knee over ankle in the front. Inhale and reach your arms. And then sweep to your sides. And you're just going to hinge forward. Right? If you widen your feet, widen the base, you'll get more stability. Knee over ankle. Much more stability when your knee is over your ankle. Inhale and reach. And then sweep the arms to your sides. And you're just hinging forward just slightly. Inhale, reach. And then exhale. Inhale, reach. This last time, hold. And you're just going to lift up the left foot off the floor. So this right leg starts straight, the left leg straight, tip forward, your arms to the sides. Now bend and straighten that right leg. Get your balance. Tap your toes down if you need to. Good. Soften. One more time. Straighten the leg. Now set your foot down on the floor. Inhale. Bring it into warrior two. So relax your shoulders. Call this dancing warrior. Bend your knee. Everybody lengthen into that. Or reach that knee over your ankle. All right? And then look back at your back foot. So press that foot into the floor. That foot's at an angle. Got that? Now reach your arms. And you look over the front hand. So without supporting, if it's okay, unless you're really new to yoga, bring your right arm up and your left hand forward of the hips. If you're newer to yoga, place your hand here. Otherwise, you're right here. And now sweep over. And side angle, reach the fingers, the right fingers towards the back foot. And then reach that arm over your ear. All right? So let's do that again. Reach back. So we're going to do that 5 times. That's 4. Good. And sweep over. 3. Lean back more. And then reach. Feel the side body open. 2. And then 1. So reach back carefully, pressing into your feet. Reach up and over. And then right here. All right, so now we're going to get your weight up here in the front foot. So we practiced this earlier, balancing on one foot with warrior 3. So now it's kind of a half moon. So don't feel like you've got to go into the full posture. So reach the right arm, right stretch. And you're going to slide your left foot in and just lift your left foot up off the floor. Right? So you're just feeling the strengthening happening right here on this side body. Tip your shoulder back, lift your leg. Inhale. And then exhale, set your foot down. Good. Bring your hands to the floor and let's do the other side. So go to downward facing dog. Now if you want to, go through a vinyasa. Otherwise, hold the downward dog, up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Reach your left leg up. Look forward, step your left foot forward. Keep the heel up in the back, widen your base. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up, straighten the back leg. Good, now sweep and hinge forward. Be mindful of the forward knee. That knee needs to be over your ankle, the back leg straight. Sweep, pull the arms back, and then reach. Good, do it again. This time, you're going to lift up. If you need to, slide your foot, right? Toes on the floor, and then lift up. Oh, get your balance. So you got to lift up, integrity in that foot, that leg straight. Reach your arms, gaze slightly forward. Now, bend just slightly the left knee, and then lift up. Do that again. Bend and lift. So strengthening the glute, hamstring, that knee joint, strengthening around the knee joint, and the ankle joint. Strengthening your foot. All right, so now set your foot down, dancing warrior. Reach up and over. So set up first, everyone. Look back at your back foot. That foot's at an angle, so you're lifting your inner arch and the forward knee over your ankle. And now reach the arms. Right there. You're ready. So reach the right hand back. Brace if you need to, otherwise reach in front of the hip and reach the left arm over your ear. Keep the left knee extending or pressing out. Now, side angle without touching. If you need to, you can brace. Reverse. And then side angle. And reverse. So don't feel like you've got to go into the full extension of the pose, just to the point that your body feels comfortable and you feel like you're strengthening with this movement. Over and back. Over and then back. One more time. And then back. Warrior two. Okay, so you're gonna lean your weight forward more. We're gonna come into kind of a pseudo half moon. Lift that foot, the right foot, bring it in a little bit. Shift, lift up, balance. Lift up that inner arch so you can balance. Breathe. Feel the side body strengthen as you hold this balancing pose. We'll come back here later. Exhale your foot to the floor. Warrior two. And then bring your hands to the floor. And let's go into downward facing dog. Vinyasa if you'd like to. So methodical or with purpose. Press into your fingers, press into your feet, flip over your toes, downward facing dog. Set your knees on the floor. You're like, thank goodness, right? All right. So, bird dog again. So, reach your left arm forward and your right leg back. Take a deep breath in, press into your hand. And now set your hand down. Set your left hand down, reach your right foot to the side. Place your foot on the floor, reach the right arm up. So we'll repeat this move a few times. Exhale your hand to the floor, but before bird dog, come to child's pose. So your knees can kind of be underneath you. Press into the floor, lengthen your hips back, and then lift up. Bird dog. And then set your hand, reach the foot side, place it on the floor, reach the right arm up, and then exhale down. So I'm going to give you an option. Bring your knee to the floor or cross it, hook that leg, and then press into the floor and lengthen back. And then knee to the floor, extension, reach, hand down, leg side. Put your foot down, reach the right arm up and stretch. Exhale, here's child's pose, or it's kind of a cow face pose on your knees, a kneeling cow face. All right, so bird dog, hand move and leg to the side at the same time, and then bring it back and across, and then shift. Let's do that one more time. So lift up and reach. Place the hand, foot, and then reach up. And then bring that down. Good. Now one more time behind. Shift the hips back. Excellent. Now let's do the other side. So reach, bird dog, there's your core strength. Straight left leg, draw down that left hip, or lift the inner thigh towards the ceiling of the left leg. Make sense? All right, hand to the floor, then you're gonna bring the leg side, inner thigh stretch, reach up. Inhale, exhale, and then bring that leg to the mat. First time, let's do child's pose. Reaching your arms. Head comes towards the mat. Then lift up. Extend the leg up. And then reach the right arm. Hand to the floor. Leg side. Reach the left arm up. Exhale. This time, hook that leg behind. Kneeling cow face. Knee to the floor. Lift up and reach. Hand down, leg side, bring it back, behind, and then reach. So we'll do two more. Leg down, reach, hand set down, leg side, reach up, exhale, hook the leg behind, and shift. Smooth flowing movement to reach. Extend, reach up, one more time, exhale down, bring it around, and shift back. And there you go. All right, so now uncross your legs, walk your hands forward, lift up into downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up. So we'll do the same poses we did before and add on. So right leg up, step your right foot forward. Don't use momentum, use your strength. Inhale, set your heel down. Well, actually, sorry, warrior or crescent pose. Keep the heel up in the back. Inhale, reach up. And then shift your arms down and shift your hips forward or your chest forward, hinging. Warrior 3. Lift. Look down, slight gaze forward, tip your head, bend, and then straighten. Just try 3 times. Strengthening that glute, strengthening that leg. Abs in. One more time. Now set your foot down. You can go ahead and put your heel down. Warrior 2. Set up. Look back at your back foot at an angle. Press into that foot. Draw your thighs in towards each other. Dancing warrior. Unsupported if you can. Now, reach side angle. Keep pressing into your feet. And then reach. Reverse. Side angle. Inhale. So this time we're going to do it a little bit differently. Exhale. All right, so from here, this is where you're going to come up into half moon, or a kind of a pseudo half moon, so not all the way over. So bring it in and lift. Balance. So this is good for anyone. Feel this side strengthening right there. Breathe in. Exhale. Now set your foot down, and then you're going to turn your feet like this. Bring your hands to your hips. Now turn your heels in. Horse stance. Bend your knees, lower down. So press your hands into the inside of your knees. Reach your arms up and bring your arms down. Do that again, and this time straighten your legs. Don't lock them. Now bend. Inhale, stretch. And do it again. Inhale, reach. And then hold. 3 breaths. Reach up. Reach. Bring your palms together. Turn your palms up. Look forward. Bend your knees. So you're lowering your glutes but reaching the arms at the same time. Lower and reach. Inhale and exhale. Strengthening the body. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. All right, so now lift up. Now we're just going to turn. We're going to do the other side by turning your feet like this, right? So crescent pose. Inhale, reach. Straighten the back leg. You're shifting this knee forward. Then reach to your sides. Hinge forward. So you're facing the opposite direction, maybe the rear of your mat. Then you're going to launch or lift up, warrior 3. So then down and then straighten. Do that 2 more times. 1 more time. And then straighten. Set your foot down. Put your heel down, warrior 2. Here's our dancing warrior. So you're going to put your knee over your ankle, look back at your back foot. That foot's at an angle. Lift your shoulders. Here we go. Reach back. Reverse. Keep pressing into your feet. Keep your balance. And then bring it over. Side angle. So much harder when you don't put your hand on your thigh. Reach over. Or your forearm on your thigh. Remember that knee in the front over the ankle. And sweep. Good. Reach back. Here's where you're going to lift up, balancing again on this leg. Shift your weight, reach, lift your leg. So kind of a pseudo half moon. So lift that leg, breathe. Feel the side stretch or the side contracting right there. Isometric strengthening of the side body, the side waist. Good. Now set your foot down. Reach up. And then parallel your feet. Hands to your hips. So this time, rather than going into horse stance, hold your hips, and we're going to fold forward. We've done this many times with us standing with your legs together. Hold your hips and feel your pelvis tilt. The sitting bones point back. And then at halfway mark, take a breath in, drawing your your lower abs are below your navel. Then exhale, lower down all the way so the crown of the head faces the floor. Place your hands on the floor and just remain here. You can do whatever you feel to do. Grab your toes or ankles, or just keep your hands on the floor. And if you press into the hands, you can bring your body closer to your legs and again, contract below the navel. Straighten your legs as much as you can so that you're lengthening the hamstrings, the inner thigh muscles. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale. Now walk your hands to what we started with was the front of our mat. Spin your heels around. Place your hands on the floor, downward facing dog. And then go into a vinyasa if you'd like to, or do a vinyasa if you'd like to. Shift and then lower. Lift up through. Exhale, downward facing dog. So the key thing, you don't want to skirt through up dog. You want to see that as a pose, just as important as downward facing dog, even though we stay in downward dog a whole lot more than up dog, right? All right, so now set your knees down. Bring your hands, your wrists underneath you. We'll come back to that in a moment, those poses, and add on again. All right, so now we're going to do a supported side plank, everyone. So you're going to, and I have a new movement for you for mobility and just moving the body, flowing with control, right? Okay, so hands on the floor. You're going to sweep your right leg underneath you and then extend the left leg straight. So the left leg is out long. Reach up. Inhale. Bring the arm over the ear. And now you're going to lift, turn your foot out, the left foot, and shift and reach. Like that, okay? And then reach up, bring your hand to the floor, arm up, lift your leg. So let's do that again. You can watch me this time if you want to. So set your foot down, lift up, turn your knee the opposite direction, reach, and then bring it over. Hand to the floor, very controlled, lift, foot to the floor, turn your knee, turn your toes, sweep that arm. My foot behind me, by the way, is giving me stability as I move my body. And lift that leg, turn, reach. So feel the stretch in your pelvis, your hip, your inner thigh. Bring it over. Let's do it again. Inhale, reach. One more time. Sweep. And bring it back. Hand to the floor and hold right there. Now sweep your leg forward and back. Just a little movement right there. Forward and back. And then hold. Reach up over your ear. Set your foot on the floor. Lift the side body. Right there. Nice. Exhale. Look at the floor. Hand to the floor. And now let's do the other side. Now this time my back is going to be facing you. No worries. Look up here when you need to. I'll try to be very detailed and specific. So training your core, training your movements, the control of your movements. So strengthening the muscles. Okay, so sweep that leg in and then bring the right leg on top out straight. Reach up. Draw your shoulder back. And then lift your leg. So we'll take this slow first, set it down. Now lift, turn, bend your knee and sweep the opposite arm like that. So if you want to look up. So this is the second part of the move right there. And then you're going to sweep, place your hand down, and then lift your leg, reach up, set your foot down, lift up, and then reach. Do it again. Hand to the floor, reach up, set it down, and then reach. One more time, or let's do that a few more times. So even up with the other side. Place your foot, inhale, then exhale. Reach up, put your foot down one more time. Good. All right, so here before we come out of the side plank, lift your leg, reach the arm, and just move forward and back a few times. Then hold and reach the arm over the ear and place your foot on the floor and lift up that side body. Stretch. Look down at the mat, hand to the floor. Beautiful job. Walk your hands forward. Tuck your toes, lift your knees. Downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Step your right foot forward. Crescent pose. Inhale, up. Hinge forward. Warrior 3. Get your balance. Lower. Bend the knee and then lift up. Bend the knee, just try, and then lift. If your toe is down, that's fine too. Knee over your ankle is very important here though for stability. And then lift up. Now set your foot down, foot at an angle, warrior 2. Let's just do one reverse and then one side angle. And then turn your feet parallel, turn your heels in, bend your knees. So this time with horse stance, place your hands on the inside of your legs, turn your fingers down and look over your right shoulder. Inner thigh stretch. Lift your heart and then look center and then press the other side. Look out, look behind your shoulder. Beautiful. And now look forward. All right, so now lift up. Now we're gonna turn to the opposite side of the mat. Lift up your right heel, crescent pose. So that first pose we started with, inhale. Now sweep your arms to your sides, knee over your ankle, very important. Now lift your right foot, or the left, whichever. You're just facing the opposite direction. So you're gonna lower and lift, lower and lift. One more time. Feeling stronger, right? A little more stable, muscle memory. Set your foot down, foot at an angle, reach up and over. Here is your dancing warrior. We forgot to do our pseudo half moon on the other side. It's okay. Reverse. All right, here's your pseudo half moon. Reach the arm over the ear. Here, reach, lift, up. Feel that side body. Strengthen, lift the leg, get your balance, open the shoulder, breathe in, and set your foot down, and then parallel your feet. Hands at your hips, tilt the pelvis, bring the chest down, and then let your head drop. Crown of the head facing the floor. Fingers on the floor, spread your hands, spread your fingers, press into the fingertips. Tip your head all the way over, straighten your legs. Feeling much better about this time, right? Much more limber, much more supple in your muscles. Abs in, draw in below the navel, elbows in towards each other. Breathe. Excellent. Now, lift up your head, walk your hands to the front, and spin your heel, place your left heel down. We're gonna do make up for what we missed, okay? So reverse warrior already, and then side angle. So here's your pseudo half moon. So knee over ankle, you ready? Lift, up, up. Good, draw the shoulder back. Now set your foot down. Place your hands on the floor. Downward facing dog. Lift up your right leg. So we're going to repeat a movement with pigeon pose. So bring that leg underneath you and hover. Then set your knee towards the outside edge of the mat and your toes towards this side. So your shin is on the floor, almost parallel to the short edge of the mat, but not necessarily. So look forward. Now press into your hands. You're going to lift that leg back up, three-limb dog, and do that again. Shin on the floor, look forward, and lift up. We'll do that 3 more times. Look, get that good stretch in the flexors as you straighten the left leg behind you, abs in. Do it again. Look forward. Excellent. Now let's come into pigeon pose. Leg goes behind you, so foot on the floor, and then walk down to your forearms. Just take it in. Enjoy this part, right? So you're going to tuck your toes into the mat. Your knee goes out to the edge of the mat over here. Look around, press into the leg. And you want to, don't dump into your left hip. Square your hips to the floor. If you walk your arms out further, all the way, then maybe you can bring your forehead to the mat. And concentrate or bring your awareness to your breath. And just slightly pressing into the forehead on the mat. But press into your fingers, the elbows, or the forearms, abs in. Press into the leg underneath you. This is an active stretch. And then that leg behind you, press into the toes, especially the big toe, so that your foot, your heel points straight up. Take another deep breath in. Exhale. So we're going to keep the legs, keep that stretch, but we're going to add a twist to it. So walk your hands in. Bring your left forearm to the floor. Grab your knee with grab your right knee. So look up here if you need to. Walk your hand over to the outside of the right leg and then turn. Getting a good, nice hip flexor stretch. Watch the foot back there. Press into the big toe. Super good. Excellent. Now look forward. Hands on the floor. We need to do the other side. So tuck your toes and let's lift the right leg up. 3-limb dog first. Like that, bend and straighten. Push the floor away. And then lower. Lift your left leg up. Shift. Place your leg on the floor and just look forward. You don't have to set your knee down. You can if you want to, but lift it up if you will. Now then hover and lift up. Let's do that 5 times. So bring it in, knee goes out, look forward, and then lift. 3-limb dog. Up, forward, and then lift up. So you have to really think about pointing the knee to the outside edge of the mat, look forward. So repeating this movement, because here's the thing, when you come into pigeon pose, it's easy to just bring that heel underneath your groin and the knee underneath your chest. But I want you to start getting into the habit of bringing the foot to one side and the knee to the other side, right? So your shin is starting to get more parallel. Do that again. One more time. And then we'll hold right there. Set your knee down in the back. Put the top of your foot on the floor. And look back, see that the leg is straight. Hi, Maxwell. He's asleep. Forearms on the floor. Just take this in. What are you feeling? Your hips, your outside of your leg over there. Your quadratus lumborum muscle, that is the muscle right here in your lower back. Attaches to the hip and then the lower ribs. Not to get too detailed or technical or clinical. Reach your arms forward and if you want to, and put your forehead down. If you need to stack your hands or your forearms and set your head down on that, that's fine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now lift your head. Bring your forearm on the floor and reach with your right hand for your left knee. Okay? Then lift your chest. Bring your left hand over. Press into the hand and use your grip to turn the foot back there. Make sure it doesn't roll out the heel. You're doing great. Take a breath in. And breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Now place your hand on the floor, other hand on the floor, tuck your toes, lift up, three-limb dog. Straighten and bend. Step your right foot to your right hand, left foot to your left hand. Sorry, I did that completely opposite. Left foot to left hand, right foot to right hand. Sink your glutes down. Yogi pose. Malasana. Here's your pose of youth. So lift, lengthening through the lumbar spine. If your heels are lifted, that's fine. Just have integrity by pressing into the balls of your feet. Don't try to take the wobble out of that. If you can, set your heels down. We are going to arm balance, but first slide your arms forward between your knees. So your knees are right on the outside of your shoulders. It feels super good right there. Slide your hands in. Let's practice first. It's always a practice for everyone, no matter what your level of experience is. Fingertips on the floor. After all, that's what it is. It's just experience, repetition. All right, so now lift your hips, and then you're going to lift your heart, lift your heels, everything lifting. Lift your back, abs contracted. Lift your right foot and set it down. Lift your left foot. Can we lift more? Round your back. Maybe you need to adjust your hands, look forward, and try to pick both feet up. Lift them. And then just set your feet down. Excellent. Sit on your heels. Malasana. Breathe. Coming to a seated position on the mat. Let's do a back bend, and then we'll stretch the legs straight up. Okay, so legs forward, feet on the floor, scoot to the middle of the mat. Grab your shins or your thighs and roll back to the mat. Bring your feet to the floor. Fingertips to our palms on the floor. Draw under your right shoulder and your left shoulder. So you got that base, the back of the head flat. Don't look sides. Look to the sides. Listen to my cues. Lifting up into bridge pose. So right there, lift your hips towards the ceiling and breathe in and out. So if your palms are on the floor, maybe you want to bring them together. That just helps you have more integrity with the upper body. Or the back of the shoulders. So if you draw your right arm underneath and your left arm underneath, then clasp your hands. That just allows you to have that nice foundation at your shoulders. Your knees pointing straight up. Don't let the knees buckle in and don't let them fall out. They're right there pointing straight. Then the other thing is to press into the inner arches of your feet. Don't collapse into them, but just kind of press on the big toe side of your foot. So you're engaging the inner thigh muscles. That helps support the lower back. Those adductor muscles. Adductors are the inner thigh muscles. They adduct the leg. Meaning bring the leg across the front of the body. And then unclasp and slowly lower down. And let's do our legs straight up. If you have a strap right here, you can use a strap. Otherwise, just bend your knees. We did this in the beginning. Bring your feet up. Reach up for your toes. Shoulders on the floor. And then try to straighten your legs up. Heels up. Abs in. Lower back on the floor. Let your left foot go. Lower it straight to the floor. You can put your foot on the floor if you need to, and then start to straighten. So you make that gentle movement away from you. So you're getting your hip flexor stretched, your hamstring stretched. What more? I can't think of a better stretch. Flexors and hamstring. Besides shoulders. Shoulders are important too. And in fact, we'll add that. We'll stretch them for a moment. We're at 9:26, so we need to finish up here. Bend your right knee. And then hold the knee, bring the knee across to the left. Reach your right arm over to the right. Look over. Maybe your foot can come to the floor. If not, you want to make sure your shoulders stay on the floor. Make an adjustment if you need to. Maybe your foot can come to the floor, and maybe you can extend it out straight. But very carefully make that adjustment. Because you want to, in fact, use your thumb into your hip crease and press that hip down to level your hips. Keep that, and then reach the right arm over to the right and look over to the right. Then look up, back of the head on the floor, bend your knee, and rotate at the hip joint. Rotate the other way. Good job, you guys. Let's do the other side. So place your right foot on the floor, left leg up, reach up, extend the right leg out straight, strap around the foot, the ball of your foot, or grab your big toe, straighten your leg, hamstring, hip flexors. Draw the shoulder down. Now bend your knee. We're going to bring this leg across. First, extend the left arm, and then bring the leg across. Use your hand and gently kind of pull or tug that leg across. Keep your shoulders on the floor. Go ahead and turn your gaze to the left, and maybe you can grab your big toe and extend the leg straight very carefully. Maybe that foot comes to the floor with your shoulders on the mat. Good. Everybody close your eyes, take it in. Then bend your knee, lift up, rotate at the hip joint. Other direction. And just for 1 minute, extend your legs out. One heel comes to one corner, one heel comes to the other corner. 1 minute, Shavasana. I will leave you for 1 minute to breathe. Focus on your breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Really wiggle the fingers and the toes. Make that movement. And then bend your knees and set your feet on the floor. And rock your knees side to side. Just do that 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower your knees to one side and push into the floor. Lift up to a seated position on your mat facing my direction. And let's close class together with one energizing breath all together. Such a nice feeling to know that we're taking this breath of air in together. Inhale through your nose. And then exhale it out through your mouth. Bring the edge of your hands to the mind's eye, the third eye. I bow my practice to you. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you. I hope you have a great day and are a great time whatever time of day this is that you're watching. Thanks for tuning in live. You guys were great. And I'll see you again. Please leave your comments. Thanks. Bye. Tomorrow is Strength Day over in FBK Strength, the subscription group. If you know someone that might benefit from this program, then please send them my direction. Thank you. Bye.